Good, Raj. Good, Peter. Buy it at 925, bro. Good, Minst. Good, Manny. Bacos, what's up? Ali B, what's up? Good morning, Farhan. Yeah, we can keep doing whoever puts the thumbs up, bro. We can keep doing that. What's good, Ash? What's good, Huge? What strategy do you trade? I trade my own strategy, but it's based on the power of three. Morning Glory. Okay. I'm just a regular guy, bro. What's good, Hassan? Trading Wong, what's up, brother? You took sales? Nice, bro. As long as you followed rules. Love your discipline. Any tips? Been trading for 2.5 years. You said it was the first time I walk. I'd watch my most recent 2 videos on psychology. I think you would love them. Let's go love for Guap. Let's go Raj. That's right there. We can handle 30 for 30. Yeah, the more people we do, the more experience we get. You think all-time high or data lows? We'll talk about bias at 925. What time frame do you use to mark data high and data low? I don't really mark out data high, data low, but I would do it on a 1-minute chart so you can see which, you know, this would be data low if you want to go based on the premise of the news candle. Or would you go based on the premise of the sell side? It's up to you. I'd probably use 830 open. What is the daily BISI? Daily bullish fair value gap. What do you think previous day low taken out? I don't think previous day low will get taken today. Can you explain the power of three? Yes. Every candle opens, right? And then at some point it puts in a range. Whatever that range is, I try to, identify my bias or a clear draw on liquidity. And I trade that range expansion based on the candle opens. I have a full series on it on YouTube if you want to trade the same way as me. But you don't have to trade the same way as me. You can trade however you want. Someone said we swept all-time highs already. No, we didn't. Previous day's high. I'm checking out my thing. Trubisky scalp candles off the New York. It doesn't necessarily have to be a scalp, but yeah, pretty much. 9:30 open. I'll do the same thing in the afternoon. Realistically, with my model, I can trade any single. I can trade any single interval, any session. It doesn't really matter. I just prefer to trade the 9:30 open. So that's it. Like I just prefer to trade the 9:30 open. Um, but you can trade it with any candle open. The same exact premise is there, right? Obviously, you just have to align with time and price, but the exact same model premise is there with any candle open. I just prefer 9:30. You're looking at a different chart. It's okay. All-time high depth. Yep, it's in the scopes. It's definitely in the scopes. But why is my alarm still going off, bro? We'll cover bias at 9:25. Good, Johnny. Appreciate you, bro. We'll cover bias in 5 minutes. Let me quickly just glance at the economic calendar again. I don't think there's any other news today. It's just a CPI number. Okay. What's good, TB5? Everything good? Everything's good, bro. I was just setting up my accounts. Let's open them. I think they sent the National Guard into the market. What does that mean? Did he catch the shorts? You take shorts? No, guys. I don't trade before 9:30. We're here just prepping. My back pain's been good, but I still feel like come Thursday's basketball game, it's gonna just come back once I play. So I don't know. Keep stretching, I guess. Keep going on walks. Keep swimming, and hopefully, it just goes away fully, once and for all. Let me set up the copy trader. I believe it's. All right. So we have alpha accounts open. We have Apex account open. Cool. Bias in 4 minutes. So Pablo, I'll cover bias in 3 minutes, guys. We'll cover the game plan. We'll cover bias, and then we'll start trading. I can't show the timer, but what I can do is you'll see the 1 minute candles print. So you'll see 9:22. I can't really move my webcam. I mean, no, I won't be able to do that, bro. To be honest, but you can watch the countdown close. The countdown closes right here, so you'll see when the candle closes, and I think there's only like 2 second delay or 1 second. Like I don't even think there's 1 second delay. What's up, Yoshi? Appreciate you. Good morning, brother. You trade Euro USD? Not really. I could. I just prefer not to. I have to just switch to the micro. Let me make some of these annotations on the micro chart. The bullish stock check. Is it gapping up today? Okay, it's gapping up. It's gapping up. I mean, we'll take it. Is Amazon gapping up? It's gapping up. We'll take that too. Yeah, it's gapping up. Okay, let me make some of these annotations quickly on the NASDAQ on the micro chart. And I guess in the meantime, we'll cover bias. Okay. Bias is definitely bullish today. When all-time high is in the scopes, just like last week, our bias is bullish. All-time high is definitely in the scopes, meaning it's within reach for today. So we're going to be aiming for a new all-time high. Now, whether we get there or not, like I said, doesn't matter. As I was trying to teach you guys yesterday, you don't have to be right to make money. But I do think all-time high can be reached today. So we're going to have that level marked up. If we go above all-time highs, 24,000, well, 23,900, and then probably 24,000. This is like extreme scenario. Probably something more in the week. rather than today. But I'll have the levels marked up just in case we get really insane bullish order flow and we end up taking a deep protraction or something. So what's the game plan? The game plan is to look for high probability longs. What does high probability longs look like? What does high probability longs mean? Let me just organize this because OCD needs to be perfect. All right, there you go. So what does high probability longs look like? For CPI day, we want to rely heavily on what CPI did. Now, we could come all the way down and sweep out the sell side here, 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 and then I would look for a reversal, and that's fine. I don't prefer that. I'd rather see these lows stay intact and us simply respect this 15-minute bullish fair value gap. If we disrespect this 15-minute bullish fair value gap, it's not the end of the world. The premise is we're just looking for high probability longs. So if we were to come down all the way here, that's fine. Then we'll look for a reversal. If we're going to come and just trade into this bullish fair value gap, we can look for longs from this bullish fair value gap as well. We could look for longs from 830 or midnight opening price, that short-term low right below 830. That's a good place to potentially look for longs or shorts from. And that's it. That's a simple game plan. We're just going to sit here. Probably not going to change my bias. The only thing that would get me to change my bias is if we just get really bearish order flow and we start making like lower lows on the day. But by that point in time, I wouldn't even be wanting to take shorts. You could short off of 930 open, classic model, if we get the setup, something like this. You could short that. You could target the opening prices. Is it the best idea? I don't think it's the best trade, but we're going to have a 15-minute bearish right there. So we could be open to a classic model short. Because we are in premium right now, and we are likely to see a move lower. But, we don't have to move lower. The bias is higher. We could simply open up and do this. Just come down right here and then up the entire session. And that's possible. So do we really want to be aligning shorts? Not really. Unless there's a really clean classic model short, I don't really want to be going short because I don't know how low it's going to go before it reverses higher. And I'm anticipating that move higher today. So we're going to be patient. We're going to wait for a high probability long. And we're going to align with that. And that's the game plan for today. Pretty simple plan. Can you explain why daily bias is bullish? If all-time highs is in the scopes, so there's two reasons here. All-time highs is in the scopes. And I would say, I can't give you a percentage, but from my experience and from what ICT teaches, if all-time high is in the scopes, general rule of thumb, if you can go on the 1-minute chart and see all-time high as a line, it's in the scopes. And if it's in the scopes, I'm bullish. Okay? It's like the best way to I can't really give you an analogy as to why it's like it's right there, the closer we get, the more obvious of a draw it is. And all-time high is a really strong draw. Okay, it's a narrative that they want to push price above the all-time high, and it's a really strong narrative. And I'll always align with that narrative if it's in play. It's a lot better than trying to pick a top in the market. So is it necessarily, I'm so confident we're going to take all-time highs? It's not so much that. It's more so a probability thing. When we have it in our scopes, it's more likely to go higher, and we are not trying to pick a top. That's the main reason. The second main reason, order flow has just been bullish, simply put, it's just been bullish, right? We have obvious bullish order flow. We formed the daily order block right here. So we're likely to take out the buy side, If you want to go to the 4-hour and see it a little bit more clear, we traded into a 4-hour bullish and we have external buy side there. We're likely to take it. Could we come back, take previous day's low? Yeah, it's possible, but order flow is bullish. The all-time high draw is there. And we don't want to try to pick a top. So, high probability longs. I'm trying to scale prop. Should I go standard plan or zero? I would do standard, but if you wanted to start with the cheaper option and then go into the standard after, then you can do zero first, and then when you get a payout, use that money to get standard. Do I teach order flow? I teach how to read order flow using smart money concepts, but not the actual buys and sells that are coming in. If that's what you're asking. Why on CFD NAS 100? That's the CFD chart. Why? I can't tell you why. Because price was bought there and it took out all time highs. But on the E-mini, it was not taken. So we're staying with that. Protocol for CPI is to utilize the open, high, low, and close of the 830 candle to identify a high probability trade setup. Anyways, you guys know the drill. We're going to minimize chat now so we can focus up on the trading. And we'll see. We're going to mark out the opening range gap just like we did. Whoops. Come on, man. Should we just chart the micro? Maybe let's just chart the micro today. Okay, we're going to annotate the opening range gap. Regular trading hours, closing price. Label that as org low. Then you have opening price right here. Label that as opening range gap high. And then take your fib, mark out the quarters. You can see them clearly right there. That's your opening range gap quadrants. I'm going to go to my indicator and I'm going to remove the 930 open because we're marking out opening range gap. It's the same price level. And you can make it a little bit clearer by just putting this in solid black lines. And then this low here, that's low of day. So if we really start getting bearish order flow, you know, we could look for that. Although I wouldn't really prefer it. Do I want to annotate it? Nah, sure, let's annotate it. Just so I don't have to zoom out later. Is that low of day even? It might even be Monday. That's previous day low. All right. You see us trading down into opening range gap. Like I said, you could literally short this and it wouldn't be a rule break for me. But again, I want to align higher probability longs. So I'm showcasing that. The fact that we went up and closed down, this could be a classic model long. Remember what I said when I drew this thing? But I don't really want to take it because I don't know how low it's going to go. What if we just take out this low here and, you know, the rest of the session is bullish and we'll have to take a protraction long. I'm not going to, you know, I don't want to put money behind the fact that it's going to take out a certain level lower when I'm bullish. So we'll see. Just got to stay patient, wait for a high probability setup long. We have targets in Hive Day. And we have targets in all-time highs. So anywhere around here in this fair value gap could be a good buy. 50% org could be a good buy. We just have to see the structure. Something like this, you know, and then if we get a break, that could be a good signature of a reversal. We're still inside the 15-minute. I think we're inside the 30-minute bullish. So like I said, we don't really have to go any lower. But I would prefer we do. So let's wait and see. We haven't even reached 25% org. We currently have an SMT. This could just go up. This could go up the entire session. You know, and you know what? I wouldn't be able to take this fill. I feel like in backtest I would take this. But it's not even 2R to all-time highs, so it's really not worth it. Not enough risk to reward to work with. But technically, you know, we did go lower into the CPI candle. We got the CISD. That's a bullish order block. If we get a protraction model, maybe, you know, like if we come down, get another order block or an inversion, I can execute that. And I wouldn't mind executing that. Let me quickly check the mini chart just to make sure there isn't any large discrepancy. I see there's a volume imbalance there. Not there on the micro. We do get a first. I don't really like this color for first presentation. Do I like it? Is it a good color? I suppose it's not bad. So we're putting in our first presentation here. If we can get a protraction model, meaning we trade down and then get an inversion, I'll execute that and take first partial above the high. I don't think it's going to happen. I think this might just go up the entire session. Not the entire session, but like it'll take the high before coming back down. And that's exactly why you don't want to short, because you don't know how low it's going to go before it goes higher. You just know that it's going to go higher. So it's best to align long. Someone said, why not enter? The risk reward is not that good. And it's pretty early. I don't mind entering early in the session, but if I'm going to enter early in the session, it better be clear as day. To me, this isn't really clear as day, because I'd have to put the stop here. And first partial is 1.24R. It's not a bad thing necessarily, but I'd have to probably partial early because ES. So yeah, I mean, we could have entered at 932 close, but it's not a high probability setup in terms of the ability to reduce risk. I also like to wait for first presentation to get put in. The reason being is sometimes before we put in first presentation, we get a sloppy open. So we go down, then up, and then down, and then up, and then we get a first presentation, and then, you know, you start seeing clearer order flow. So look, we get the retracement here. We might be able to buy inside that first presentation. We'll see. What are these candles looking like? 40-point candle. Okay. So say we got to fill around. I mean, let's say we took the inversion here. 30 points, 20, 60, 10 to 600. Yeah, around 8 micro trade. Give me a reason. I would execute this order block if it formed. I would execute this inversion if it forms. And the order block, you know, put the stop there. High of days 1.6R. All-time high is 2.8. If we get that closure, I will execute the order block. 22 is 44 a micro, 10. ES is going to take the high. Could have bought first presentation there, to be honest, but the setup's better. Hopefully we can get a good fill. I mean, kind of looks like it's going without us. We got the 30-second inversion. Alright, looks like we'll execute this order block. I'm going to go 6 micros on this one. Wait for it to tick down. Alright, we'll just take it there as it comes down. Stop loss at the order block low. And we're going to have to manage, you know, thoroughly on this one. But Yeah, nice. We got a decent fill. All right, so we're inside that bullish order block. I want to see a continuation towards high of day. I'm going to set an alert on ES so we know when ES takes out the high of day. And we're going to partial above this high. And we may have to partial early, but that's okay. Just want to see it continue. All-time high is in the scopes. That's the main draw on liquidity for this trade. And we'll see if we can get it, you know. We'll see if we can get it. We put in another bullish fair value gap right here. So we'll see if that can hold. Trading inside that order block right now. Inside that bullish fair value gap. See if that can hold. Deliver the high of day. We're likely to get an SMT. And that's okay, you know. Stop loss should be 762.25. The low of the order block. And we could give it one tick, but it's not a big deal. Quickly glance at the YM. So the YM chart seems to also be, you know, near trading at its high of day. So they're all in sync, which is good. Synchronous is good. Synchronous is a good thing. We can get around 1.5 R just at the high of day here. So I think, you know, taking off 6 there at 2822. And for here, we'll take off 4. Yeah, we just take off, you know, the bulk here and then leave the runner to all-time high. That's pretty simple management. Pretty simple management. In fact, we could bring the stop up to 782 right now. It's kind of tight, so I'm going to give it a little bit of room because it could come back down. But technically, this is a protraction model, and this is another order block. So, and if we start covering some distance between this low and that high, I don't mind bringing the stop to 782.75. But we have to give it some time because it is kind of close. ES also didn't close above, so it's a little bit laggy. When I say laggy, I mean like slow behind. So I don't want to bring the stop up just yet. But if we can get an expansion, I mean, once we get, you know, to this body here, for example, we can bring the stop to 782.5. And that's just really good risk management. Yeah, and see how we're making a higher high there. I'm really confident in the 822 high there. I mean, we could bring the stop up to 764. The low portion of that order block at 68. I didn't want to jam my stop, although technically when we do get a protraction model, I do like to bring my stop to the short-term low. But it's just because I'm, you know, kind of convinced of this narrative. I can always close it manually if we start trading below this low aggressively. So it's not the biggest deal. It's not like it's the end all be all. I want to see us get through this imbalance. I'm going to reclaim the bullish fair value gap. So my stop loss right now is just covering the 75% of that order block. So 6.8. I reduced my stop a little bit. Not by much. We shaved off around $100 or so of risk. Trading back into that original OB. Looks like we may get stopped here. Yeah, so we get stopped there. that's okay. We're gonna look for a re-entry opportunity. See if we can get something else. Really strong candle there. Holy. Did the mini do that? Yeah. That's okay. We're gonna have to look for a re-entry opportunity. See if we can find something. Let me take off the limit orders. It might be hard to find a re-entry. That was really aggressive, but I guess if we get an inversion, we can re-enter. Or if we take out this low, then we'll have to wait for a new CISD and aim for higher. Pretty good trade. We almost, got the first partial level. Fell short by 12-ish points. We engineered equal highs. So we can look for another setup long. We did inverse first presentation there. I'm not sure if that was a news candle or something. If someone said something, it was pretty aggressive, but it could just be CPI stuff. Nothing crazy or out of the ordinary. In hindsight, we could have brought the stop to 782.5, but I don't mind it because, I did have conviction. I'm going to check if there was a news dropper there. I mean, if we inverse this fair value gap, I'll annotate it with lines. If we were to inverse this fair value, I mean, I don't know how I'm going to re-enter. It's going to be really bad risk to reward. So hopefully we can get something else besides that, because that's not even like, I mean, it's pretty much 2R. 1.75 is not bad. I guess I wouldn't mind 1.75R protraction model. So if we get the inversion, yeah, I don't mind executing again. So we'll see. We'll be traded into first presentation. We have an SMT at the 930 low. Right here. We'd have to get the inversion for me to execute. We could try to get in early on a 30-second inversion. Kind of aggressive though. Don't really want to risk that. I'd rather wait for the full inversion. But we can watch. We can watch the 30-second and see. We do close inside there. I do get the assumption that was just, I don't know if it was manipulation or whatever you want to call it, but that it was just us getting wicked out and then it continues higher. Alternatively, if we take out this low like this, well, then we can just wait for a reversal model, and that's fine too. So we'll be working inside first presentation right now. Be so strong. There's a power in what you do. They'll be watching you all. It's probably going to take the low here, and that's fine. In fact, that's actually what I would want to see, because then we can get a reversal model. There's the low. Nice. So we're entering more into a discount now. We'll see if we can find a higher probability long setup. We're inside that 30-minute. About to form the hourly. So this could get delayed till 10 a.m. It's possible. I don't mind. For me to enter a long position now, we'd have to see the full order block, the full CISD, which would be closing above 2756. If we get above 2576, I'll re-enter long. Target the all-time high. Tends to be the deeper the move, the larger the expansion. So we'll see. About to get the 50% opening range gap level. ES took out that 833 low right there. Yeah, I mean, so we'd have to see a full breaker, full CISD. The stop loss is not ideal, if I'm gonna be honest. We'd probably have to implement the breaker as the stop or the low of this fair value gap. I don't know. It's gonna be tough risk to reward wise, but that's okay. I think in hindsight, I should have brought my stop here. It is technically, it's not a rule for me. 783, it's not a rule, but I shouldn't have assumed. I shouldn't have traded to be right. You know, should have just do what makes sense. And the probability state that if the protraction model forms, we should respect this candle. So I do think I made an error there in my trading. At least we reduced the stop loss a little bit by like 10 points. I did make an error. I should have brought the stop up here. Should have got stopped break even or a couple points, and then just scanned for a re-entry. Because even if it swept this low and then closed back above, I could have just re-entered a position that looked something like this, and it still would have been around 1.5 to 2R. So I should have taken the risk off that trade. So that's on me, to be honest, but it's not a big deal. I think this reversal might be deferred to 10 a.m. if it's going to reverse. So we want to be a little patient here. 950 macros beginning. Nothing we can really do. The CIC is all the way up here, so we're just going to have to kind of wait. About to get the discount offering in 8:30 and New York opening price. People are saying we got trumped. You're telling me Trump said he's suing Powell at 9:44? Is that what someone's telling me? You're telling me... Hold on. Did that really happen at exactly 9:44? Because if so, I don't care what anyone says. That's straight manipulation. Did he tweet that at exactly 9:44? Because that would just be funny. I wouldn't even be mad, to be honest. That's just funny at that point. Like we're gonna get right there to all-time high, and then that's funny. Let me check. I don't see anything on Truth Social. 7 minutes ago. Wait. 7 minutes ago. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Are you serious? Wait, 8 minutes ago? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No way. Wait, he didn't say he's gonna sue him. The damage he's done. Considering a major. Yo, there's no way that just happened. That's actually funny. You guys gotta admit that's kind of funny. You're telling me that as we're approaching the new all-time high, Donald Trump tweets he's suing the Fed chair, and the market dumps 80 points in 1 minute and 127 points in 8 minutes. That's gotta be fun. That literally was on the exact same minute. Bro, who are these people? Who the hell shorted who shorted the market right when he... It's not a tweet, it's like Donald Trump's app. Like he has like his own app or some weird shit. I mean, that was a volatile candle that came out of nowhere. I mean, I'm not the type of person to blame. I still should have put my stop at 782. But come on. The app is called Truth Social. I mean, that's funny. I'm gonna quickly make a I'm gonna post about that. I think that's funny. That's actually kind of funny. I'm not even gonna lie. I might even make a TikTok about that real quick. Anyways, we're still trading, right? If we get the CISD, we have to wait for a CISD. So we'll just stay a little bit patient. So we are currently live streaming, and I was in a long position targeting the all-time high, and I'm going to show you guys the chart right now. We were targeting all-time high, which is right here. And then at 9:42, Donald Trump tweets this. And the market dumps around 120 points, basically saying he's going to sue the Fed chair. I think that's kind of funny, literally in the middle of our trade, but I guess it is what it is. I guess it is what it is. Anyway, let's focus up here, guys. You know, the session's not over. We still have the potential idea for all-time high. It's not a big deal. I don't think Donald Trump tweeted that to take out my stop. I just think it was a coincidence, and there's always going to be coincidences or whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna check the 30-second. Damn, there's really no CISD level besides the 1 minute, so we're gonna have to wait. It needs to close above 757. You know, we get the breaker, then we can look for longs. I'm gonna be honest, that's about all we can do. I'm gonna like try to make it a little bit clickbait in TikTok. I'm gonna say I lost 300. I don't know how much we're down, but I'm just gonna say that that's how much we're down. So for anyone actually wondering, don't How did people like short that move so fast? Like, damn, these people are like right on par with the news or something. Like who shorted that? Like, was it Trump himself? Do you get what I'm like? He just tweeted it, bro. How did they short it? Like, guys, it was not even like 1 second because I went back and I counted the 8 minutes. There's a 10-second countdown. You go back. They must have known that he was gonna post it at 9:44. Like, how did they know? Like, they're telling me like he posted, and then they read the whole message and then shorted. No way, bro. That's just no one can convince me that. There's no way that's. Anyway, we got a nice CISD level now, so we just have to close above here. We don't even need the full breaker. It might dump the entire session. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. Maybe he's gonna tweet something else and it'll start going higher. But yeah, I mean, regardless of Trump tweeting or not, I should have put my stop at 783, and that's what I'm gonna journal today. I'm gonna journal. I got greedy. That's the truth of it, guys. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it 1 second. I got greedy. I wanted to because I really wanted it to hit high of day, an all-time high, and I was really focused on being right. I did not put my stop at 783. It's not a rule break. It's not necessarily a bad thing, and obviously I'm saying this in hindsight. But there's a reason I tell myself when we get the continuation OB, put the stop at the OB low, it's because if we're going to take out the OB low, it's at that point in time more likely to go down than up. And I don't want to be in a long position when it's more likely to go down than up. Could have swept it and then went, then I would have just re-entered. That's how I like to trade in and out of the market. So I didn't necessarily do anything wrong. And we did reduce our risk, which was originally at 720. No, sorry. Our risk was originally at 762.25. And I think we brought it up to, around 7-8-ish points. I mean, we saved around, we saved like 25%, so it was only 0.75 our loss, I think. But again, that was a mistake on me. I should have been stopped out at 783. Instead, we got stopped out at 767. So 13.6, yeah. Not a big deal, but it's something I should keep in mind. Cause I don't know if you guys will remember, I even said it while I was live. I was like I'm really convinced in the idea, so I'm gonna leave it. And that's not necessarily a bad thing to do, but just because I'm convinced in the idea, it doesn't mean I shouldn't reduce my risk when the market gives me an opportunity to. So you don't want to trade on the, you don't want to make decisions on the premise of you being right. I literally said at the beginning of the stream, you don't have to be right to make money. You shouldn't try to be right in the market. Prime example of that was right now. I was holding on to this trade because I wanted to be right. And we got stopped out for 0.75 R. Again, not the biggest deal, right? But obviously, Trump tweeted something. I'm not gonna blame it on that. It also could have just went down without Trump tweeting. So we're taking out opening range gap low. We're at the bottom there, taking out pre-market lows. This could be, a run to previous day's low, if I'm being honest. So this could actually be a bias flip to previous day's low. Strong drawn liquidity is previous day's low. Could have argued, I mean, there wasn't really a setup for previous day's low anyways, besides, we didn't form anything yet. So we'll see. I mean, ES is still respecting this imbalance. I think we can probably get previous day's low here. So if I get a high probability protraction model, I'll take it to previous day's low. That's why I haven't annotated. But we'll see if it even forms. When I say higher probability protraction model, I mean retracement into that fair value gap that we're all staring at right here, and then an inversion or order block out of it. Maybe we get a retracement into OTE of this range, and then we get a really easy extension. It should be right there, 0.27. I don't mind. I wouldn't mind shorting that if it forms. And then worst case, if we get stopped out, we probably just re-enter long. So we're just going to wait and see. That's funny. Got no reason. What? How do they know my? Some bullshit. It's 10 a.m. now. Did we trade into the hourly? Okay, so yeah, maybe I wouldn't. Yeah, I know. Maybe I wouldn't go short here. There's an hourly imbalance there. I forgot about that. I think we just align long. I mean, let's let's just keep an open mind for now. It's honestly, it's not that clear. I don't think I could even short it down here anyway, so it's not really a big deal. Well, hold on. I had to see something. Did CPI move more, or did Donald Trump tweet move more? 96 points. Yeah, definitely CPI. It's close though. Donald Trump is almost a Donald Trump tweet is almost more impactful than CPI. Anyway, I always assumed that they were gonna change the rate at in September. So when's the next federal meeting? I don't think he's gonna sue him. By the way, I think he's just gonna change it in September. I don't know. I don't remember why I thought it was gonna be in September. The next meeting is. Oh wait, it's August. The next FOMC meeting is Wednesday, September 17th. I really think they're gonna change the rate. I don't want anyone to take that as financial advice, but I personally do think they're going to change the rate the next FOMC. If you guys don't know what that means we're gonna have a volatile ass FOMC. Like we're gonna have like a nice textbook FOMC where it's like boom, 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 like big risk reward setups and stuff. So it also can be like you guys will start to see when something happens in FOMC, you start getting candles like this. Like you literally start getting candles like this. Like you start getting insane. Like it's the one thing where like if we've been, I'm not gonna say it's gonna be bearish, but if we're so bullish on the higher time frame, it's gonna take something like an FOMC statement that's really significant to change the bias. You know, it's gonna take something like that to just shift on the daily chart because the volatility is insane. Like, it'll be like one candle and just absolutely dump. For example, obviously I could pump. I mean, usually if he brings down the rate, which I think is what they want, I'm not really too sure. But if they bring down the rate, usually that's a bullish indication. But you never really know, do you? What I know is Chipotle's green today. Look at that beautiful gap up. I have a limit order here. No, sorry, not a limit order. An alert. What is that alert for? $58. Yeah. So we'll see. It's gonna be a slow hold anyways. I prefer long still. I don't want to short. I do not want to short. The main reason I do not want to short is ES is still more bullish, and we still have the hourly bullish for value gap, which is what I said. We're likely to wait till 10 a.m. We actually got the CISD on ES. So if we get a protraction model long, I wouldn't mind. And this could actually be your low of day. It also rests inside the opening range gap low. So we might be able to get a re-entry opportunity long. So let's stay patient. We may get something. It's 10 a.m. I would want to see a protraction model. I don't want to buy this inversion or anything. I want to see a protraction model. Give me your reason. I mean, would I even take the CISD reversal at 10:02? Nah, no way. Yeah, so we have to wait for a protraction. I mean, unfortunately, it is kind of going up pretty fast, but I'm not here to break any rules or anything. We're gonna get the 3-minute CISD. I could execute that. Is it too hard to all-time highs? It's actually 2.36. That's not bad. And ES gave such a clean one at 10:03. Is it ever execute the 3-minute CISD? Where can I bring my stop to? 58 point stop, that's 120. 120 times 5. Pretty extreme. We don't get the CISD. I mean, it looks like we're gonna have to wait for the protraction. The 5-minute OB is there. 61 point stop on the 5-minute OB. That's tough. Okay, we actually might get a protraction model here. You know, if we close above here, we can execute that long. And what's good about that is we'd also get the inversion at around the exact same time. Oh, we actually already got the inversion. All right, let's make some annotations. We respect this imbalance. We might actually be able to get a higher probability long here. I'm gonna quickly check the mini chart. Risk would be something like 20-ish points, 40 a micro, so 10 contracts is 400-ish. Call it a 10 micro trade on this account. Yeah, we'll call it a 10. We can always add. If we get the order block, I will execute this position. If we get the order block right here, so if we get the closure above, I'll execute the position, put the stop at the low of the inversion. It'll be a 10 micro trade, sorry. This candle can just come up here. You could put the stop at 20. I'm probably gonna put it lower though. Probably put a soft stop that, you know, inverses the fair value gap. Because we also got above 50% opening range gap. We formed a low at the bottom of the opening range gap. It has to respect this fair value gap, by the way. If it doesn't respect this fair value gap, the OB does not form. And the setup's not there yet. Unless there's like a 2 minute, 3 minute, 4 minutes forming, 5 minutes forming. But it has to respect, otherwise it's not a valid setup for a protraction model. So now we can just put the stop there, which means our trade would look something like this. And it'd be a high risk to reward trade on that one. Potentially. 32 point stop, that's 60 a micro. Yeah, 60 a micro. So probably we'll risk, yeah, around 6 and then 10 is good. If this candle can single pass above the OB line that I drew and just close, that would be beautiful. Unfortunately, it did not. Maybe the next one. And then hopefully, you know, this low stays intact. I want to see this low get put in. I want to see this expand through the body. Then we can execute a long position. Yes. Look at what you've done. Respecting the 50% org there and then here if it closes above. Taking some time. I don't like that. I want to see it go quick. We have a new 15-minute candle in 2 minutes. So we'll see. We officially put in the swing low. That's a good sign because we put in a higher low. But we'll see. I think we just put in the 4-minute gap. So you see that 4-minute bullish fair value gap? Yeah, we might get into that. There's also a small 5-minute there. So we might get into that, and that's fine. We would just look for the same thing regardless. It doesn't. I'd rather it stay open, but we'll see. There's a power in what you do, and every day I've been watching you walk. Give me the closure above that OB. We'll execute the position long. I'm hovering the buy button. It has to close above. If it could just go a little bit more. It kind of sucks when it gets close and then falls short, because the next candle is going to likely do it and it's going to give me a worse fill. I could enter preemptively. That's not a good thing to do. Let me see if there's a 15-second inversion in there. 706. That's tough, man. It's a tough one. I should wait. You know, we can't really be getting FOMO or greed or anything. We gotta wait for it to close above. I mean, even if we got a fill over here, It's not the end of the world because our draw is pretty high. So, looks like we're gonna get a bad fill. Oh, come on, bro. It's going way too far up. Slow down. Oh my days. Not even a tick down, huh? It's just too far up. It's too far up. Yeah, I mean, did we miss it? Was it bad fills? I don't, it's too far up. That candle simply went too far up. 2 minute was clean, but nothing we can do about that. We're gonna have to wait for another protraction model. That candle didn't even, it ticked down by 1 tick. It is what it is. Not much we can do. We could buy this fair value gap. I would buy this fair value gap, and then I'd have to put the stop here still. If this can come down to the fair value gap, we just enter off the fair value gap. But it's a pretty good fill. So if this can just come down, that would be very nice. I'll buy that fair value gap. It's a unicorn setup right here as well. Was there a 15-second inversion in there? Yeah, the 15-second OB formed at 2370. Yeah, it closed right there. We could have executed that. Yeah. Could have even executed at 717 right there. It is what it is. I mean, it literally gave us like a split second. I mean, we could have got in on this candle. We had to wait for the close. That's the thing. It could have wicked. You always want to wait for the close because the wicks usually happen at the end. They don't usually happen at the beginning, I think. So we'll wait, see if it can retrace. I think this is a pretty easy run to all-time highs, but you never really know. Um, I'd buy that fair value gap if it came back for us. Or if it at least gave us a protraction model. It's coming pretty aggressive, so I think I might wait for the protraction. Because either way, like if it comes back above here, we get the OB, they'll just take that trade. For example, like this. Still 2R to AM, still 3R. So it's giving us an opportunity to get back in. Anchor a fib on this just for curiosity purposes. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So if we get the order block here or the inversion, we can execute that. That would be the 2 minute. Yeah, I trade into the 2 minute, 3 minute. You can see it pretty clearly. We'll put the stop at this low execute the order block. First presentation inversion should occur at that point in time. $30-point stop. 60 a micro, so we'll still go in with 10 on this account, and then we'll go like 6 micros on the other. We have to close above. Hopefully we don't get the same situation where like it freaking closed above all the way up there. Do you really feel like I'm on the inside? We get the order block, I will execute. Please don't give me a bad fill again, man. We did not get the 15-second inversion. We did get the 15-second inversion. Do I want to execute it off the 15-second inversion? We also got the 30-second inversion. I'm going to give it a couple seconds. It's 15 seconds to the close. It closing above the body is pretty significant. Oh, don't do that. That's how we're moving. All right, we're going to buy it there. We're just going to take it off the 15-second inversion. Oh, shoot, my accounts. We're going to take it off the 15-second. There's a 30-second, 50-second inversion. Aggressive. We didn't get the OB on the 1 minute yet, but I do think we will. So we'll see. First presentation inversion, hopefully. We're also buying it at CE of first presentation, so it's not the worst still. And here's me reliving. I'm going to buy it on one of my accounts. Okay. That. Pretty good risk. So I'm in 5 micros on the 100K. All right, we get the first presentation inversion there. I'm gonna put this at the bottom so people. I'll put it at the top. So we get the first presentation inversion. We got the order block. Now my protraction model says we should at least get 1 standard deviations. That's -2 at the AM buy side. That's gonna be our first partial level. We'll take off 60%. And I guess we can just put it. Although I don't like the TPs, we can put it there. I don't like doing limit orders, but we'll leave it there just visually. As a visual representation. High of days right there. AM buy sides right there. I like to hold on to the limit order because sometimes it just explodes right through. So I want to give it. You see us working inside that first presentation. Notice we closed above the opening range gap high. You've seen bullish order flow all the way through. We're just taking continuation idea. So see if we can get that follow through. We have first presentation. We have a bullish fair value gap. And we have the order block here protecting our stop loss. So I like our stop loss level. If it's going to retrace deep, I mean, there isn't really much to retrace for. It should close above that on the 15. We should not take the 15-minute, current 15-minute low. That'd be a pretty significant wick on the 15-minute. So it should go higher in my opinion. Well, at least I anticipate it too. If we get an order block here, I'm not going to make the same mistake as last time. I will scale my stop. So I want to see it close above 759. Probably my last trade of the morning session. I don't see myself re-entering long if we get stopped here because this is a pretty good setup. I would argue even A+. So If we get stopped, probably going to be it for me in the morning session, and we'll simply look for 1 hour in the afternoon. You can already see CPI price action though, right? A lot better. Lower, higher. Even this little pre-market move, pretty clear. So you can already tell that CPI price action, typically cleaner delivery than most days. Definitely better than most days in August. Trading into the low of first presentation there. Don't really like that. Want to see that, first presentation hold. But we have that bullish for value gap, and then obviously we have the order block that we entered off of. So my stop covers the order block low. In fact, it should be 7. I like to be precise. Yeah, 714.25. I like to be precise with these things. If we close above here, I'm bringing the stop all the way to 739. We have to close above. Because that would just be like, if we get this, I'd expect something like that. And then you can just, take the trade like this. Pretty similar stuff. But obviously we have to close above. So far, not really expanding after our entry. Still working inside that order block. 10:30 is in 3.5 minutes. See if we get that closure above. All that matters. If we can close above or not. I'll make it a solid black line. I think that's a little bit more clear. Every single day I watch you. Yep, it's got to close above before I touch my stop. 10:30 is in 2 minutes. Should expect a range. Should see a range expansion at that point in time. We don't get the closure above. I'm gonna quickly glance at the Y. Damn, bro, YM is not messing around. Going straight for that previous day's high. Okay. YM not messing around. Like I said, it's got to close above. Once it closes above, we can reduce the stop by over 50%. 23, over almost 60% stop loss reduction, which is really nice. I always say take trades that allow you to reduce risk. Those are the best kind of trades. And then you can't be mad if it stops you out once you reduce your stop. That's the whole point of reducing your stop. You're protecting yourselves in lower probability scenarios under your favor. Meaning if we close above 759.25 and we then come back trade to 738, it's more likely to go lower than higher, and that's not something I'd want to be in at that point in time. So again, we still haven't closed above, so I'm not touching the stop because it could still technically sweep one more time and then close above. So I have to give it room to do so because we haven't formed the next stage in the order block. Looks like it will sweep. Gotta be so powerful. Getting power in what you do, not every day, watching you more. Gotta give it time. 10:30 is the next candle. Hopefully nothing crazy happens on the downside. It could, but we're working inside first presentation still. Also, what is this? Remove this. You can see how buying below the open is really higher probability, right? Also, I'll see if doing this. Stop loss, that's protected. 10:30, no bottom wick. Don't make me put my stop on a candle that doesn't have a bottom wick. It's gonna make me do it, isn't it? I'm not gonna make the same mistake as last time. If it stops us out on the trailed stop, then it stops us out on the trailed stop, right? Assuming it closes above. Looks like we will. Oh, we didn't close above. Here we go, back to consolidation. Not that I think closing above is going to immediately make it go higher, but wow, that's a lot of green candles in a row. Oh, man. Trading below 10:30 open right now. This is what the 30-minute chart looks like. This is your new 30-minute candle. This one. It's trading below the open. And then I want to see it reverse, come back above the high with speed. Pretty simple. Put the lipstick back on. We did get an S&T here, so I would view this as an order block now. Because of the SMT that looks like this. SMT divergence. So if we close above 758, we can bring the stop to that candle low right there. 744. Or we just trade with a soft stop if we inverse first presentation. I mean, that's not a bad thing. Or I just take a nap, put the TP at all-time highs. It doesn't sound bad right now. So in my mind, my stop loss right now is if we close below first presentation. I'm not going to put it right here because we may wick. But if we close below first presentation, I will reduce, what am I saying? I will stop the trade. I'll put the stop at 720, covers the low portion of that order block. But just know that the real stop loss, if we close below first presentation, I terminate the trade, right? Giving it room in case it wants to wick. So if we close below, I'll terminate it there. So I'll hover that close position. Because it can sweep. It can sweep. It's been pretty sideways. Let me mark out first presentation on ES as well. I believe it would be... Oh, this is lame. If it could just speed up. Is there a volume imbalance in there? I can't even see. No volume imbalance. Quickly check on the mini. The mini does have a volume imbalance. 932 open. So I guess stop loss. I'm just gonna put a red line here just as a mental note that the mini has a stop first presentation low there. The good news is, if we can lead this consolidation, we should see a pretty clean run to the AM buy side. Hopefully this doesn't just stay range bound from morning opening range. And we do actually see some expansion. Been in this one for a while now without seeing much. Looks like ES might take out our stop loss. It's closer than NQ. I mean, YM's going. Why can't we all be like big bro? YM took out high today. We just gotta be like big bro. Big bro YM. That's a tight consolidation. It's tight, real tight. If Trump tweets something again, I'm full porting all my accounts. Because that would be so funny. I wouldn't full port, but that would be very funny. I'm getting tired, man. I'm getting sleepy watching this. I don't mind holding trades for a while, but this trade literally has done nothing but move sideways the moment we entered. We're almost at 1050 macro at this point. Ugh. I mean, obviously, we have this really large imbalance here. I'm going to move this red line. And we don't need opening range gap high marked out either. We have this large imbalance. I guess you could say it's struggling to get through. You can grade it as well. You can argue, man. This is a news candle right here, huh? Isn't it? I'm not gonna grade it. I'm literally just bored. That's why I'm grading it. On a real note, serious note, obviously we do want to see this inverse, ideally. We should have no problem getting to all-time high once this inverses. Thinking about putting the stop back at 714.5 because it's ES is still in the upper portion of first presentation while NQ is a little bit lower. So I kind of want to give it that room. It shouldn't really get there anyway though. Oh, yo, come on, bro. 10 minutes till the macro. I might just start a solitaire game. I'll set a limit here just in case it goes up while I'm playing solitaire. And I'll set some other set alert. Yes. I guess I probably shouldn't play solitaire. That's a silly decision. We should just stay focused. Although I don't want to read too much into this. Order flow is bullish. We really shouldn't be closing below 1030. We're forming a 30-minute fair value gap. I like where my stop is at 720, just below the open. And I don't want to think much more than that. We have an obvious draw on liquidity. You know what? I am gonna play solitaire. I'm gonna put everyone on solitaire, bro. Solitaire is a fun game. You guys should all play solitaire. It keeps you sharp. No jokes. I like when trades last this long though, and I'll tell you why. It's because then I know I don't have to sit and watch the chart. Like let's say this trade got stopped out really early, and I told myself I'm not gonna trade again. Then this is a good outcome, right? Because then I don't have to sit in front of the chart and be like, oh no, it's playing out, or I can just it's gonna be the end of my session anyways. So hold on, we're cooking right now. No way, that's all the moves. No way. All right, let's see what chat's saying, man. Um, I entered 5 micros on my funded account. My yeah, alpha futures. It's not moving because Dow is retracting on the downside. I mean, I think Dow in a 15-minute bullish fair value gap. We're all just following Dow Jones, huh? Hold on. Someone has a point in chat. Right? Ascending wedge? No, wait, but it has to be a downtrend and then ascending wedge. It'd have to like break out apparently for it to be like a bro. No, this can't be real. What cup and handle? Cup and handle, bro? No way, bro. They're like pushing it, bro. How did? Oh yeah, I guess I kind of see it now. That was just a bad example. That's a crazy one. Cup and handle is crazy. Been dancing on my entry for a really long time. 23 minutes since we've entered, and we've made zero progress on the position. Trade has not been invalidated, and that's why I'm not closing. Are they like, bro, is Trump gonna tweet again? Like, that's what I'm low-key thinking right now. I feel like there's some insider stuff going on. I feel like Trump's gonna tweet and something crazy is gonna happen. Because we know he's on his phone, chatting it up. Like, I haven't seen a tight consolidation like this in a while. Especially in like prime time where the AM buy side's right there. 1050 macros in 5 minutes. I guess that's a good thing if we can survive. If the macro doesn't deliver, we've been in this one for a while, man. I'm pulling up Trump stuff. Like, what if it just goes sideways forever? Wait, ES is making higher highs. So is YM. Come on, NQ. Follow the big brother. The others are making higher highs. Don't fall behind. Oh, I need a nap. At least they're moving in sync. Synchronous. Every single day I'll be watching you walk. It feels like I'm on the outside. Taking out the low here. Hopefully it reverses after that. Pretty strong candle though. 8 points from our stop loss, so definitely close. We put in our first imbalance. Love to see an imbalance form. Is Lori in here? Yes, making a higher high here. Don't really like that, but I'm still bullish. So, Lori, what is this pattern? This is giving me something that I've never felt before. It's still working inside first presentation on the other ones. Same thing on the mini, but that's why I'm not closing. CMD, that's exactly what it is. So yeah, we did close below first presentation on the micro, but on the ES, on the mini, which I have to keep in mind, first presentation on the mini is still being respected, so I'm gonna give it a chance. What's in your mind? I don't know. I want to make breakfast. That's all I'm really thinking about right now. What am I going to make for food after this? I mean, we've done the hard part. We just have to be patient. $10.50 macro. It's time. I already had a sandwich, so I need something else. Just orange imbalance. I want to see it get above the 50% level. To me, that would give me good confluence and conviction in holding the trade. We do currently have an SMT. I want to see speed above this high right now. Like, come on, bro. You guys gonna reach TP? Come on. Can we get a 6-sister setup on NQ, please? Can the other ones go sideways while NQ catches up? Because that would be lovely. That would be absolutely lovely. AM buy side is about to get hit on ES. So I want the other ones to go sideways. And I want NASDAQ to speed up. Macros are just the time near the end of the candle's closure where you can sometimes expect price movement higher. Yeah, this is a textbook CMD, if we're being honest. This is textbook CMD. This is the CMD example that's inside the textbook. You know, when you're you're putting the screenshot of the model, and this is the one right here, bro. This doesn't get more textbook CMD than this. Where's your break even? I'm not break even. My stop should be here at 732.5. I don't just put my stop at break even. I scale my stop as we form protraction models and continuation order blocks. Right, this is an OB, right? So this OB allows me to reduce my risk because I don't want to see a trade below the order block low, because at that point it's likely to go higher, not lower. I mean lower, not higher. So I always scale my stop. I don't just put it. I'm not just gonna put it break even here. No way. Finally, everyone needs to relax when they say finally. ES is reaching high of day. NQ's behind. We're not free just yet. I am gonna take a small partial here though, because of the SMT. Should help me cover some of the risk. I have to. There's an SMT there. I mean, I don't have to, but hopefully NQ just speeds up, and you know what? Now I will bring my stop to 753. I know we didn't form another OB, but if we're going to close above 50%, I don't want to see us trade to the bottom of that. So bringing the stop to 7, let's be precise here, 753.5. And we got to give it one tick in case it trades to the low. 753. So good trade, guys. We managed to reduce our risk. We're now officially risk-free on the trade. Took a small partial. Now it's out of our hands. We took 2 really good trades today. We wanted to fill earlier. I mean, it would have been the same. I mean, no, we would have been filled here. But the risk reward would have been the same. I would have had less contracts, so it's not a big deal. If we can get that AM session buy side, that would be great. ES did not hit all-time highs, bro. Org is the opening range. Yeah, that's a clean org, by the way. Yeah, that low formed right at the opening range gap low. It's our RTH gap. Go to regular trading hours. Go to the 1 minute chart, go to regular trading hours, and then you'll see it. I'm gonna take one more micro off here at CE because it looks like it's gonna inverse. If it forms a new, yep, exactly. So let's say we close above here, then I can put my stop to whatever low gets put in. Are you in sells? No, I've been in longs for a really long time. That's so lame, bro. We're probably gonna get stop break even. It is what it is. Can't really complain. NQ was lagging. The other two assets hit their TP objective. Not much more we can do. Sometimes trading NQ helps us. Sometimes trading NQ doesn't help us. The rest get stopped out break even. It is what it is. We held the trade for a long time. You could re-enter if it gives you an inversion right here. If it gives you an inversion right here, could re-enter. I'm not going to. I already took 2 trades, and the fact that it's coming down now is just sloppy. But you could re-enter if you wanted to. The trade would look something like this. I don't know, man. You could go for an all-time high, I guess. It would look something like that. But we got the S&T there. We took a small partial because of it. And it'll probably... Yeah. Turtle soup. You can make a lot with one contract. Yeah, you can make a lot. Amazon good for an entry after its pullback now. I wouldn't go long on any stocks, personally, because NASDAQ is near all-time high. You were in this trade since 10-11? It's 10-11. I wanted to... Oh, you bought that fair value gap? I wanted to get in right here. This is where I had not a limit order, but I wanted to buy this order block, but the fill was way too far up. So I couldn't buy that order block. I took the next one. And then the rest got stopped out break even there. It is what it is. Pretty solid executions. If you ask me, I honestly think if Trump didn't tweet, we would have reached the high of day buy side target. But it is what it is. I'll stay here and watch this because I do want to see. Agent low. I don't know about that one, bro. So August is known for a sloppy month. Well, September is usually better. You got out. I got stopped out in slight profit. Yeah. I'm fully out. Yeah, no, I'm fully out. Why did I get out? Because the market came down and hit my sell stop. Just to manually close it. I put my stop at... What was it? The low of this inversion. Well, sorry, not the low of the inversion, but the low of the fair value gap. This probably, if this inverses, continues higher. It being right there and all. What did Trump tweet? He said he was going to fire the Fed chair. There's no way people calling this sloppy, bro. It was good PA. Yeah, this is a great price action in my opinion. I think it was pretty good price action. Trump stopped you. I mean, we can't really complain, right? We're playing the game. Hey, Addy. To be to 944 dump would be nicer, short just even as low if it happened naturally, not by Trump. Yeah, I mean, like I said, this could have happened without Trump. We don't know. So there's no point in blaming Trump. This is a 1 minute chart. Are you going to re-enter? No, I'm not going to re-enter. But we can sit here and tape read. If it closes above here, simply another protraction model. So there's a tape read. This is another model of mine. Do I think the high would have gotten taken if Trump didn't tweet? I think the high would have gotten taken if Trump didn't tweet right here at 944. It's hard to say. I mean, I think so. My probabilities say more likely than not, but we never really know, you know. Probabilities say it was more likely to go higher than lower. That's what I can tell you. Why did you break even though? Why not put the stop loss at 237? So was it because of the SMT? 23734. It was normally there. The reason I put my stop at break even is because I did not want to see it trade to the low of this inversion, especially if there was an SMT. Because in my mind, if there's an SMT here and we trade to the low of the inversion, it's quite low probability of going lower. In hindsight now, probably should have left my stop at this OB. Yeah, we got a deep retracement, but it never invalidated the trade. So probably a stop loss placement issue. But I don't really regret it, you know? This is a break even. So, like, yeah, should I have left my stop? In hindsight now, yeah, but it's kind of hard to say. The probability still said if it was to come down here, it probably wouldn't go up. But we did respect the fair value gap and the order block 50%, so it's fine. I mean, I'm not really worried about it. Are you going to re-enter? No. TB8934. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, the reversal was nice here, whether there was Trump or not. Give me your beat. Do any of you use TradeWise? I don't know what that is. Why didn't you take shorts today? I was embarrassed. Don't long it. I think we're going to go higher still. Me as well. I went back in the pullback. Yeah, that's fine. I really think this can go higher. Data high, data low, sleep, easiest days ever. Sure. Sure. Yeah, that was a crazy war in Clash, bro. We fucking dominated. I attacked number one, bro. I had no one else to attack. Speaking of war, we should send the sign up, and then only people who sign up can join, bro. Yeah, I mean, I think we can get all-time highs here, but you gotta pay yourself on the way. Make Clash Royale clan? I do have a Clash Royale clan, but it might be full, bro. I don't know if there's a spot. The smaller the better for those wars. No, I agree. But I think what we'll do is, like, whoever signs up, we know we're gonna use 2 attacks. So whoever signs up, we'll just go based off that. Where's all-time highs? 23847.75. Oh, Caddy, I'm in a state of a break-even trader. I always lose my first trade for some reason, but then on the PM session, I made it back. Been stuck in this for months now. Any tips? You'd have to journal your trades and figure out why you're losing. But I mean, if you keep losing AM and you keep winning PM for months, come on, bro. You have to ask. Every time I touch the stove, it's hot. Don't touch the stove, bro. What chart are you using? This is the micro Nasdaq chart on the 1 minute time frame. Your arrow BIM. Do you actually not play data sweeps, bro? I don't look at it as a data sweep. Too much of a pattern trade idea that I don't like that. Just trade PM then. I mean, that is probably the easiest solution, bro. You keep winning in PM, but you keep losing in AM. Break the PM. Break the AM, or at least, maybe stick to PM for now until you start doing better in the PM. And then, I'm holding on. There's a power in what you do. Everybody can watch you walk. Can you explain payout on 50K standard alpha? I can't find a video on your page. Sure. You need. Do you want me to tell you the easiest way to get a payout? Looking back, would you have trailed to stop because price didn't? No, that was a mistake. I shouldn't have moved my stop. It's hard to say. It's a gray area. It's a gray area if I'm being honest, because without a doubt, I don't want to really be in a trade if it's going to trade back to the low of the inversion, especially when there's an SMT there. I don't want to be in a trade like that. So I don't really regret it. Obviously, it's playing now. I guess I could have wait. Like if I wanted to be perfect, what I could have done is said, okay, let it trade to the low of the inversion. But if it closes below this fair value gap, for example, then, but like, I mean, that's a little bit of a stretch. It really shouldn't have traded back here if it was bullish, in my opinion. Um, I think it was the best thing to do. You're not obsessed by missed opportunities? No, because those missed opportunities make me profitable because my losses are always going to be smaller than my wins. So I don't have to hit TP every time as long as I'm taking reduced losses. I wouldn't short all time highs. Why don't you keep the org oriented? It's jumped off high org. I was just messy. Missed opportunities are always lessons. This wasn't a missed opportunity though. We took the opportunity. I brought my stop to where I thought it should be. And we got stopped out. Slight break even or a slight profit. Pretty clean price action here in the macro though. Yeah, it was good trading. It was good trading. Looks like we'll get the AM buy side there. Very clean. Very nice. So what time is volatility good enough to trade SPS or NQ? Usually 11:30 is when I stop. I'm not strong enough to not look at chart on AM. Well, you can start by de-risking in the AM then at least. So then you're making profit in the PM when you win. Start by de-risking. You got to figure out what you're losing though. What time zone at 6 p.m. for me? I'm the same as I'm in Eastern time, so it's 11:07 a.m. Eastern time for me. I think you should have left the first stop because the Trump tweet already manipulated and I shouldn't do it again. The reason I brought my stop is because in my mind, if we were going to trade to the low of the inversion here, then we would likely take out this low at 1046, which was my original stop. So I don't really regret it. You didn't want to target the data low instead? No. What would you rate the first trade? Close to 10. First presentation OB, strong draw. Probably 10, yeah. Probably 10, 10. A plus. Maybe not A plus because the entry's kinda in premium, but it's close. Because OB first presentation with a strong draw like that, that's a really good trade, man. That's a good trade, man. Yep, tape replayed out. Oh, good trading today. Good trading today. We've been on a roll. We've been on a roll. We're definitely in the zone. We just got to keep this up rest of August. We're executing really well. Yeah, I'm gonna trade PM session. Look for 1R. Like your confidence. Thank you. They are free trades a lot. Data wicks have a 90% win rate, bro. It's sick. They are free trades a lot. Can I enter now? With my model, no, you would. You could enter now, although I wouldn't. But hypothetically speaking, there is another protraction model in here, so you can get 1.1.02R. So yeah, I mean you could enter, but I wouldn't enter. Good shit, Lori. All-time high is right there, by the way, 847. Yeah, pretty much break even today. Appreciate you, James. See if we get the all-time high level there. It's right there. At 847. Can you explain protraction model? No, but my YouTube video can. But my YouTube video can. So if you want to look at my YouTube video on that, you absolutely can. Should have held that shit. I mean, it is what it is. Be what it is. We'll find more opportunities. What is CMB? It's a 1030. It's just AMD. That's all it is. It's an inside joke. It's just accumulate, manipulate, and then look for the distribution. This is very nice price action, if I may say, though. This is very nice price. Look how nice and like body the candles are. Like nice bodies on the candles. Anyways, boys, we're gonna call it there. Pretty good trading session. We had the right draw. We almost switched to bearish here, but then we saw clearly once again that it's likely to take all-time highs. All-time highs right there. Whether it gets there or not, like I said, does not matter because it doesn't need to get there for you to make money. Obviously. It was tradescale.app. You can use that if you want. Yeah, it's free. Appreciate you guys coming through. I will see you guys live tomorrow, exact same time, every single day. We're on a roll. Let's stay on the roll. Until next time, 9:15 a.m. tomorrow. Signing out. Oh, actually, before I go, if you use my code with Alpha Futures, message me on Discord. Because we're doing big giveaway. PC setup, chair, everything. So if you used it, message me on Discord. I will enter you in the giveaway. You have to message me, otherwise I cannot enter you. I will be in the Discord in the afternoon. I won't live stream Discord. I won't live stream, but I will post what I'm looking for. Gonna look for a 1R model, and maybe we'll look for a little bit more than 1R, 80% 1R or something, and then we'll see. Anyways, appreciate you guys coming through. I will see you guys live tomorrow.